In lane 1, it's the U6 Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. The driver is Mike Hansen. In lane number 2, the U10 Winston Eagle with Mark Tate aboard. In lane number 3 is the winner of the last chance race, Super Range Golf, George Woods Jr. Lane 4 is Hyperlubes T+, Stephen David, the driver. Lane 5 is the Pepsi American Spirit, Mark Evans. And lane 6, the U12 Miss Budweiser, the trailer boat, will be the U3 Oh Boy Oberto Beef Jerky. He came in second in the last chance heat. Coming down, they look lined up. It's going to be a good call by the judges' stand to determine if that green flag will fly. It looks like the Miss Budweiser's already starting the position. They're underway now, and look at that jam into turn number 1. It looks like American Spirit had to go way through a rooster tail to the outside. Meanwhile, your lead boats are battling side by side. On the inside to the right of your screen, it was the Winston Eagle. Then it was in the middle, George Woods Jr. in the Super Range Golf, and the leader right now is Miss Budweiser, Scott Pierce. And the way that boat is riding, it'll be interesting to see if indeed the rebalancing worked on it. Right for the moment, he is being pushed hard on the inside by Mark Tate. Mark Tate will try to take it coming out of the turn.
And Mark Tate does take it, but look at the Budweiser come back on. Scott Pierce is putting that pedal to the metal, as they say. They'll come down. This will be a fast lap. I can assure you, 138.260 mile an hour for the Budweiser, 137.068 for Winston Eagle. That quick.
It's amazing to notice that at that speed, these boats seem to have settled down on the water a little bit, both of them holding very tight. Now, George Woods Jr. was right up in between those two boats. He has dropped off the pace a little bit back to third place. Still your leader and setting a blistering pace out here. Scott Pierce in the Miss Budweiser. It looks like Winston Eagle has eased up a little bit. Now, he's got to be careful because if the Miss Budweiser gets enough room out front, he'll be able to cut back in and grab that inner lane. He's got to have at least 5 boat lanes between himself and the second place boat.
Scott Pierce has taken the Miss Budweiser up 8 miles an hour from 138 to 146. The Winston Eagle has increased its speed by 1 mile an hour, so the Budweiser is now starting to outdistance the second place boat.
They must have worked hard on the balance of it because the Miss Budweiser is holding very strong on the water. You can see now the Winston Eagle has been forced to change lanes and is riding in the wake, if you will, of the Miss Budweiser. He's got to be careful, though. He's not in the rooster tail. He knows he's got to stay on either side of that rooster tail. You cannot get in it because the boat will think it's solid water and actually try to ride right up on it.
In this final heat, it's 400 points for first, 300 for second, 225 for third as they go to the high points in the final heat. It's a 200-point lead for the Miss Budweiser for the Eagle Sachs Hydroplane Championship Series lead. And if he can maintain this position, he'd go into the San Diego race 300 points ahead.
There's a good shot of the turn, and you can see the distance between the Miss Budweiser in first place and the Winston Eagle in second. And also you can see in that aerial George Woods Jr. in the Super Range Golf back in third place. He's about even distance as the Miss Budweiser is from the Winston Eagle. So it's a very even race all the way around. Still early in the race. We're coming up at the completion of lap number 3. Miss Budweiser has been in control since right off the first turn.
Lawrence Sawyer, crew member of the Budweiser, has the earphones on. He has told Scott Pierce of his distance lead on the second place boat. So Scott has slowed the Miss Budweiser on this lap down 5 miles an hour at about 141.
We must point out again that we are not talking about bank turns. You can see as the boat comes through the turn, it is flat water. It actually sets up like a dirt racer. It skids around and then they power out. It looks like Winston Eagle has started to lift up a little bit more, and now Mark Tate is on the charge again. He's going to try to close him down. He may have been playing possum back there, just laying in wait to try to catch Scott Pierce when he wasn't looking.
We're intercepting some radio signals from the URC. The Miss Budweiser is having a problem at the rear end. He's getting a vibration. This is allowing the Winston Eagle to come up. Now let me show you. This lap, 133.8 for the Budweiser. The Winston Eagle, 137.
And
he's got a challenge.
He's going to even it up. He's coming up on the outside, and you can see them cheering the boats on down in the pit area. And just as the checkered flag flies, Miss Budweiser takes it by a nose. So Scott Pierce just does take it. But look at the battle now for third place. The American Spirit on the inside takes it from George Woods in Super Golf. We'll be back with the winner in just a moment.
The Miss Budweiser, with 2 broken blades on the propeller, managed to hang on to beat the Winston Eagle here today.